Hey, it's Ben here. I've been working on a game called Astorum Beyond the Sky for the better part of the year, and I thought it's about time I made a little video to introduce it, talk a bit about how it works, and where I'm going with it. This is Astorum. It's a sci-fi themed online multiplayer mobile game where you manage and grow a little empire of critter-filled planets, build fleets of starships, and you compete against or work with other players to sort of progress towards the center of the galaxy. It's a player-driven game, and it's my priority to make sure that it doesn't turn into a pay-to-win, so you don't get to buy your time or your progress. The game itself is built completely in React Native, which is a cross-platform app development framework, which works really well for me because Astorum is very heavily user interface based. It doesn't need a lot of fancy stuff like physics or shaders that your typical game engine might supply. I've done 2 multiplayer test rounds so far. I've just finished up with the pre-alpha test round about a month ago. That went really well. The concept of the game itself is evolving constantly, so the game you see now might be quite different to what it looks like in a few months per se, but I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. You start off with a single home planet where you have this rotating view that you can construct different buildings on. You can build mines to produce resources, which will generate passively while you're offline, and you can come back later and upgrade stuff. There are various other buildings you need to make progress in the game, like there's the lab for researching new technologies and unlocking content. There's the shipyard for building starships, which will let you interact with the galaxy around you. And other buildings like the sanctuary and the vault, which sort of affect your building capacity or your resource storage. You can look around your local star system to see who else has a planet near you. You can interact with them. You can even snoop on their planets to see what defenses or buildings they have. You can harvest resources from gas giants and stars here as well. Then there's the galaxy view, where you can go to other star systems and find more players. Or you can harvest resources and crystals from these purple nebula clouds. There's going to be more stuff coming in this view, but that's the basics for now. You can go out and colonize new planets and start expanding a whole new set of buildings on that planet and sort of increase your resource production to a whole new level. And finally, there's the combat system. I'm not going to go into too much detail with this system because it's probably going to radically change a lot more than anything else in the game. Basically, you send these squads of ships out onto this hexagonal battlefield. You move them around, engage enemy ships, and try to avoid springing traps. The goal is to get your transport ships over to the other side of the field to loot the other players' resources from their planet. Keep in mind, this isn't like a live PvP sort of combat system. The other player has set up these defenses ahead of time, and you're kind of fighting those defenses on autopilot. So that's kind of how it's set up. There's other bits and bobs in the game, like space stations, there's a messaging system, logs, high scores, but I won't go into too much detail in this video. So the next version of the game is going to be the alpha version. We've just come out of pre-alpha, and I've got a lot of feedback from the players, which has been great. It's been good feedback, bad feedback, everything I want. It's awesome, and I've got a lot more insight now as to what sort of stuff can and can't work with this style of game. So I'm trying to build off that. I've been processing it all and going through a whole new phase of game design, which is really difficult and easy to get stuck on, but progress is happening, which is excellent. I think most of the changes, like I said, are going to be in the combat system, probably also adding more multiplayer features, a lot of changes in the galaxy view, and also bringing in iOS support. Currently it's only on Android, but I want to bring it to both platforms. If you want to see regular-ish updates about the game, the best place to do that is over on Twitter or jump on Astorum's Discord. All the links for those will be in the description. If you want to see more vids like this, or devlogs, or deep dives into different parts of the game, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see what I can do.